What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Shlodcast. As always, I'm your host Shlomo. Today I'm joined with a guest that isn't much of a content creator, but he's really up there in the esports scene. His name's Ahad. Ahad, how you doing, brother?
Doing fantastic, man. How you doing?
I'm chilling. You know what I mean? Just Val, the usual.
Hey,
Um,
man, you're getting better. I've seen the improvement.
hey, well, as long as you're seeing it, that's what matters. I
I
do it. I
did.
do it for you.
It was visibly notable. Like I'm not even joking.
I mean, yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying out here. I'm trying.
It's good.
Do you want to kind of explain your role in like the esports scene? Because you, honestly, man, I learn new things about you every day. I swear. You are
What do
like
you mean?
you're just so involved. Like you seem to know everyone. Like you know what I mean. So you want to just give me a little rundown of what you do?
Yeah, I could give you like a TLDR. Um, so I really got into PC gaming around like 2011, 2010. Um, but I built my first PC for actual gaming in 2012, and that's towards the end of 2012 because I used to stream from my Xbox for Black Ops 2,
Mm-hmm.
and that's kind of where I started making the friends. I still talk to people from Xbox Live to this day. Um, but that led me like streaming on Twitch for Counter Strike, and over time, I found out that FPS games were just what I was good at. So I kept streaming on Twitch up until like 2016. That's when I like performed at the TwitchCon talent show and really started getting more involved in gaming. So from there, I really just dove into the esports side because I was, pro CS. I played pro Apex. Not really like tournaments, but I was playing like the pro scrim discords,
Mm-hmm.
just in comparable skill. And same thing with Blackout. I actually got signed to a team for Blackout because I think I was the first signed Blackout professional player in North America.
See, this is what I mean when
Um,
I say I learn new things about you every day, bro.
oh, did I not tell you about that?
Nah.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I was the first signed Blackout player in North America for a team called Hooked Esports. Hooked Esports was ran by the uh, I forgot, he's not the president of Nerd Street Gamers, but he used to be like on the board of Nerd Street Gamers or some shit like that.
Okay.
So big powerful dude ran this very small team, but he gave me a shot. It was cool. I won some tournaments, nothing crazy. Um, then the game died,
Oh, I remember
and
that. It
then
died hard.
yeah, bro, it was such a good game. It kind of sucked, honestly. Um, then from there, I went into Fortnite, and with Fortnite, I was one of the better players in like season 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I was playing like scrims, like that's how I know so many pro Fortnite players. Like people always ask me, like, dude, you don't even have that many followers. Like, how do these people know you? And it's like, bro, because I go from game to game, being at a top level until I just don't want to play anymore. And the people that I was playing with end up sticking with the game and blowing up. So I've kind of made my mark with Valorant, and I want to stay with this thing because once this game gets, bigger internationally, I'm just gonna get bigger. So, um,
You've been all over the place, eh?
yeah, I mean, like I said, dude, like FPS games are just what I'm good at,
That's fair.
so
Yeah.
it opened a lot of doors for me, because I started working with like, uh, so I worked with Soar Gaming, for their YouTube channel for a little bit. That was a little bit of experience that I got. Um, I did a lot of Twitch community management.
Okay.
So not just moderating, but like I got modded by a lot of big streamers in the FPS scene. So, like Sabrosa, Wardell. Um, I mod for like Lil Durk, the rapper.
Really? What the
Um,
fuck?
yeah, I mod for Pomage,
Okay.
uh, Phase Agony, like a lot of people. And I would also handle like community management, and it got me a lot of experience, under the belt there. Um, and then from there, where did I go from there? Honestly, I entered at Space Station Gaming for business development. That was cool. Um, I worked with like Razer, Elgato, worked with Steel Series, Uber Eats. Uh, yeah, I mean, I think that's about it. Like, I've done partnerships, I've done business development, I've done the management side of things, I've done like talent management, I've done, helping creators grow. I've done like brand deals for creators. I've done brand deals for myself.
That's so solid,
That's
dude. That's so solid.
yeah.
I,
That's really it.
I find it funny how you brought up Umatra Phase Agony because I think it was in Black Ops 3. I used to stay up like all night and stream snipe him.
Really? That's so
I
funny.
used to stream snipe him, dude. I was one of those little
Would you just get
kids.
shit on?
Not really. Like I just tried to get on his team because I used to be a little troll for people who like big streamers. Like my friend who lives down the street from me, he was like pretty high up on the ESCA rankings for CS back in like 2015, 2016, and he used to always get into games with big streamers. And I remember I was like, you know, huge Tim the Tatman fan, and he got into a game with Tim, and I ran over to his house, and I was just on the mic for a majority of the time, just literally trolling, just saying like the weirdest shit at the time.
That's so funny that you bring up Uncle Tim. I love Uncle Tim, bro. That's my man right there.
You have connections with Tim?
Yeah, he's literally like my uncle, bro. That guy's awesome. I met him in through Valorant. We used to, excuse me, we used to play Pro 10 Bands together.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, really nice guy, dude. Gave me a lot of good advice and words of encouragement. I
Bro,
really
you know
respect that
you
guy.
know everyone.
Nah, bro, not everybody. I wish.
Bro, I met Sly in one of the spaces. I want to talk about the Twitter spaces for a bit too, because those
Yeah,
are
go ahead.
super cool. But we'll do it in a sec. Even Sly, who probably knows everyone from an esports standpoint, was impressed when like someone, I think it was what's his name, dude, that 100 Thieves intern,
JHB.
JHB. Yeah, he hopped in the call and you were like, yo, what's up, JHB? And he was like, what's good, hot? I was like, he was like, how do you know this dude, bro? Like, he was impressed with how many people you know. But that's like, it's so good though, because you have literally connections everywhere.
I think it's because I look at networking different than other people. Um, it's more about working on my goals, my mission, my journey, and making friends along the way.
Yeah.
And like some people might think that sounds cringy or whatever, but like that's literally how I look at it. Some people take networking to like this whole nother level where it's strictly business or strictly like favor reliant, and I don't like that. I want to make sure I'm there like where anybody can hit me up for anything. Like I'm sure I said this to you before too. Like, you need anything, you hit me up. Like I say that all the time because
Yeah.
it's I'm being serious. Like you need anything, just hit me up.
Which
And
is so good. That's like, if that's what I don't like when people ask how to network, because that's super important when it comes to content creation and growing on Twitch and stuff like that. When people think of the word network, I think they think of business. Like, you know what I mean? And
yeah, they asked it from a business standpoint.
yeah, but turning that network into a friendship is probably way stronger than just keeping it to a business standpoint, because it's like, if you can sit in a Discord call for 7 hours and just, talk about anything for 6 of those hours and then talk about content for one of those hours, like, you know what I mean? It's just your
Mm-hmm.
relationship with those people will just be so much stronger compared to if you only message them with like, hey man, can you edit this video for me? Yeah, of course. All right, cool. Tag me. Thanks, man. Like shit like that. Like that's when it just gets it. I don't know, man. It's so weird, and you're not. I feel like you're not really making a connection there, like a proper networking connection. It's more of just like anything business related. It just kind of, I don't know. It loses the value to me.
Yeah, it does lose value, and it also like it doesn't last.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I've made those type of, like, everybody's made those type of relationships at one point, and like I have accidentally um started off friendships the wrong way. Like, you know, maybe we kind of originated from a business deal or a business arrangement, and it kind of stayed that way after that deal or whatever was done.
Yeah.
And that the conversations don't last; they're dry from both ends too. And I've gone out of my way to make sure I fix those because you don't. That's not how you do things. Like, there's not really a tangible reason. It's just I just know that that's not the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah. It's I don't know, dude. It's just so weird with content in regards to networking. Like, yeah, you're 100% right in regards to like the friend thing. It's just yeah, because I get people in my chat all the time. I'm trying to just collect my words real quick. I get asked in chat or even in my TikTok comments or DMs all the time, like, bro, I hear all these tips on Twitch talking about networking and blah blah blah. How do I do it? I would honestly say like the best way to start a network is to approach them as a friend first. Like when you and I first met for Andbox stuff, you didn't like obviously there was a little introduction on Discord, but it was like a friendly way. It wasn't just like, oh, okay, so here's what we're gonna do for Andbox content this week. It was like we played a game of Valorant. We like, it was more of a friendly, like, I don't know, something that some homies would do beforehand. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
It,
I mean that's what I wanted because know, let's say like a week later I'm no longer working for Andbox for whatever reason, right? And I don't want you and I to just stop talking. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, I think we're we're friends. We can be really, really good friends. And I think, you know, if you need anything, I can help you out. Why make it a competition when we can do the same thing together and both make it? All of us can. There's enough
exactly.
money, there's enough opportunity floating around in the space. There literally gaming is one of those things that these these billionaire old dudes throw their money at because it's just fucking exciting. It's the gamble, it's the rush, right? And all of a sudden it's a multi-billion dollar industry.
Yeah, and it's just getting higher and higher every single year.
Yeah, I think there was like a projection like 2026 where we hit $1 trillion industry.
Which is so crazy to think, like, with esports in general, like, it's always been around, but there's always been that stigma. Like, I'm sure, both of us growing up, or even the people who are listening, like, if you played a video game, I guarantee your parents told you to get off. Like, they didn't encourage that type of behavior because they saw it as, unproductive. But now people are paying for their kids to get Fortnite coaches, and they're encouraging their kids to start making content and streaming if they're good at a game, because it's like there's so much potential, not even from like a professional standpoint, but even just content and stuff like that, and just the industry in general. Like, there's so many job opportunities in esports now compared to
You know what's
like
funny?
10 years ago. What's up?
None of the kids that got Fortnite coaching have ever made it pro.
I do find that funny.
I and and all the kids whose parents are like forcing it on them, bro. Like, those kids are like, bro, can I like get piano lessons or something, please? Like, fuck,
Mom,
am I
please
doing
let me
here?
go outside, bro.
Please, please get me a math tutor. My grades are struggling.
I think that's more so of the mindset. This could just be me, like, speaking some random, but I feel like I know, at least for me, right? Like, I'm a very talented athlete and a pretty talented musician, but I always enjoyed those things so much more if I did it on my own time compared to when my parents, told me to do it, right? Like, if I were to go downstairs and play the drums for an hour by myself, I'd have the time of my life. But when it was like, okay, go practice your drums for 30 minutes, it was like, I don't want to. Probably the same thing where it's like,
Yeah, I
I
think
don't
it's
I don't want to
because
play Fortnite, mom.
I think it's because like parents like make kids do things for the betterment of themselves, but they don't create the positive reinforcement around it. And I mean, I'm not trying to say like you and I had bad parents or these people are bad parents, but I feel like it's a common trend among parents. Like, I had the same thing with sports, and it was I never, and my parents were never like, like go play soccer and like like have fun, and maybe you can make a club team. It was like, yo, I paid the entrance fee. Like, go play soccer. We're
Yeah.
not missing this game. I paid for the trophy. I'm like, man, why the fuck you pay for the trophy, man? I don't want no trophy.
I think the money thing has a lot to do with it as well. When it comes to things like gaming though, like there how do I word it? There's not that much of an investment you have to make. Like if you look at like a kid who wants to go pro in football, right? Put them in a football league, buy all the equipment, blah blah blah. Thousands and thousands and thousands, like over the course of him growing up, tens of thousands of dollars are going into that for him to potentially not make it. But with gaming, it's like just buy a PC. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know. I'm obviously, it's hard to compare a kid growing up trying to get into esports versus a kid growing up playing football. But it's like I don't know, it's just such a cheaper alternative, I guess.
Yeah, and I feel like a PC is going to give you endless opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because it's not just about gaming at that point. You want to make music. You want to make news about gaming. You want to make tips and tricks videos about gaming. You want to make short form content. You want to make a podcast. You want to make a TV show. You want to make, what I'm saying? Like, you can do whatever you want when you get a computer that's powerful enough to handle those things.
And you don't even need like crazy computers like that anymore. Like obviously it
Mm-hmm.
helps to have a super powerful computer. Things will get done a lot smoother and a lot faster. But yeah, there's like even some of the lower end PCs on the market now, or not even PCs, like laptops come equipped
Bro,
with everything you need.
I got to global on a laptop
Yeah,
in CS.
exactly.
Like, I don't know why people thirst for like the best equipment when they don't even start out with like the regular shit. Like, I used to do I don't know if you heard the story of like how I got my first graphics card
Oh, you explained it on the
on the
spaces.
Spaces.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but basically I made those graphics on a laptop, and it would take like 45 minutes to render something out.
Well, that's how I got started with YouTube, or not YouTube, sorry, with content in general. I had this little laptop. I would record off my PS4 using the like integrated recording feature. I would put them on a USB stick, put them onto my like little HP Omen like laptop, and then I would literally edit them on Windows Movie Maker. Like
Bro, Windows Movie Maker, the goat.
it sounds like nothing, but like I think you have to work your way up, right? Like I started on Movie Maker, switched to Vegas, switched to Premiere. Like it's you gotta slowly work your way up. Like obviously, yes, you can get a cracked version of Premiere, but like it's I don't know. With anything, you gotta work your way up. Like if you look at any of the people who are like huge on Twitch right now, or any content creator to begin with, and you ask what they start on, guaranteed it's a very similar thing. They didn't start off with a Ryzen 9 4 billion X in their PC and a GTX 70,000 Ti. Like you got to start somewhere with it, and that's an excuse I hate, bro. When people are like, man, I don't got the equipment, bro. Like you don't need the all the bells and whistles, right? If it works, it
Facts.
works.
That's what it is, man.
Yeah, even in regards to or not even in regards like with the Twitter Spaces, I might as well talk about the Twitter Spaces for a bit because we keep talking about it. um Twitter's integrating this feature on mobile. I think it's in beta right now, where it's like these little podcasts. I wouldn't even say podcast, it's more so like a panel,
Yeah, it's a
where
panel.
yeah, people will talk and people listen, and you can get brought up as a speaker and ask questions, blah blah blah. I'm sure everyone who has access to it does it differently. um but yeah, no, there's been a lot of information that was spread throughout esports through, is it Extra Sly? Is that his thing? Extra?
Yeah, extra slide.
Um, yeah, and I think like what he's doing is really good, just because even I mean I tweeted out the other day like there's so many or there's not that much information being spread about esports with how big the industry is, right? Like so many people are lost as to how to get their foot in. And more times than not, when people have an in with esports, it's like they just kind of stumble across an opportunity. There's no direct way, or at least now it's probably easier because I actually was on Instagram today and I saw there was I don't remember what the team was called, but they were like an up and coming kind of Canadian team and they had a decent following, and they were just posting job ads. Where like I feel like 5 years ago, if you looked at getting into esports, it was like you needed a connection, you needed, to just find a way to get your foot in the door, whether it be as a player and then you work over to management or something like that.
Yeah, it's funny is like a lot of people didn't realize that most of the job offers back in the day were all on LinkedIn. And nobody really knew
LinkedIn.
yeah, I mean nobody really know even now people don't realize how powerful LinkedIn is. It's really a top two social media for networking and esports.
Hmm.
Number one being Twitter.
Which is weird to me. I don't know why. Like when I look at Twitter, I just think of like memes and you know what I mean. But it does make sense because like everyone I know in the esports industry is always on Twitter. Like they're tweeting, 15 to 25 times a day. They're replying, they're just always on Twitter. And from the spaces I learned that like how important it is to try and engage with people on Twitter. And I'm trying to find my way how to do it. It's hard because one, I'm not really like a professional. Like the way I portray myself on TikTok and all that is kind of like, just fun and entertaining and whatever. But I need to find that balance of like proper professional, like I don't even know if professional is the right word, but you know what I mean? Like just find the balance between proper networking on Twitter and, just saying or posting a GIF under someone's, post, reacting to it or something like that.
Oh, I know what you mean. Like the Twitter balance of being meme and professional.
Yeah, I just didn't think professional was the right word, but
No,
it's
no, no,
kind of is.
it's yeah, it definitely is. I think I also talked about this on the space. I feel like I'm one of the few people that can flip flop between those two sides without losing followers. Because I have people like Summit 1G that follow me on Twitter. I have the head of YouTube gaming that follows me on Twitter and many others of that stature. And they love my tweets. They think, my tweets about like I can't think of anything on my top of my head, but whenever like stuff comes up, like whether it's it was like a match fixing scandal and the FBI got involved to, look into match fixing in Counter Strike, and it seems like a lot of people and like their signed Valorant professionals are going to be actually going to prison once this investigation concludes. Um, so I can tweet about serious topics and be part of the conversation while still tweeting the shit that I want to. But
Yeah,
I think people see me do that and then they try to do that and it doesn't work out and they're like, how do you do it?
you're just
A
different. That's
lot.
all it is.
Yeah, I'm just different. I'm just different. Nah, bro, it's a lot of years where I messed up constantly. I like a tweet. I had to find that line. Like sometimes I tweet like some shit that's a little too out of pocket. Sometimes I tweet things that are just like a little too boring. Um, and I had to face the repercussions for that. But I learned from it. I think I'm very different. When I was 16, I became very different when I turned 18. I
Yeah.
became very different when I turned 19. I became very different when I turned 20. And I think I'm not very different from 20 because I liked who I was at 20 and I do like who I am now. Um, but I think it took a lot of trial and error to get to the point that I'm at now. Um, to be making those jokes, to be making all sorts of jokes out of pocket and in pocket, but still be respected by industry professionals. I think that's something that no one can just do. You have to really lead your account to being put in a position like that.
And that's a good example of keeping your digital footprint kind of clean, because
Yeah.
like as you mentioned, you posted some super out of pocket shit and you have industry professionals, they might not even be following you, right? But you never know who sees your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something I feel like a lot of people don't take into consideration when they want to grow as a content creator or literally anything in life realistically. Like I have excuse me, I go on TikTok all the time and I'll go through my comments and I'll just tap on an account of someone asking a question or whatever, and then their account is just like, really like NSFW, like not, like live leak type videos, and they're posting that stuff on TikTok, and it's like, why? First off, why in general? Because that's fucked up. But it's
Yeah.
like, how do you expect, this is already attached to your name? Even if you deleted it, it's still possible to find. And it's just like, you can't go into an industry with a careless mindset, especially an industry like esports, which is like pretty much dominated by social media, and you just can't be careless like that. Like I kind of found that out pretty early, where I actually got denied a partnership because it wasn't really a partnership, it was more of a product review. But they wanted me to post something about it on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. But at the time, I wasn't really active on Twitter. It was like my dumb high school tweets, and it like wasn't anything out of pocket. Like it was, it wasn't anything racist or homophobic or whatever. But they just didn't vibe with one of my tweets. They thought it was a little too inappropriate, for what they were looking for me, for someone to promote their stuff, and they didn't want anything tied to that. So that's when it kind of clicked in, where I was like, even though I don't use Twitter, at least at the time I didn't, I use it a lot more now, I should still take it somewhat serious, and keep in mind of what I'm posting. Make sure it's, pretty clean across the board. If it's a joke, it's a joke. Like, you know what I mean? Like nothing too out of pocket.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. But I'm a strong believer in believing in your brand
Mm-hmm.
and understanding that not every company is going to rock with you and your vision, and nothing you do or say or post is going to completely vibe with every single company out there. So yes, be uh be understanding of the lines that are not written. Where you should, what you should be posting, what you shouldn't be posting, what is okay, what is not okay. But also understand that things that you post that you have a gut feeling that, yeah, this is okay, you should post those because you want to make sure that your brand is your brand. You don't want to be the family friendly copy paste robot in hopes that every single brand is going to sign with you.
Yeah, you
Does
gotta
that make
find that
sense?
line. Yeah, you gotta find the line of like what's appropriate, especially like when you grow as a content creator, you are seen as a brand.
Exactly.
You're So like when it comes to esports, would you, because you're I would say you're pretty solid in the industry with your connections and being on different teams and such. For anyone who is looking at that, because I know a lot of people are looking for jobs in esports now, whether it be content side, management side, anything. Would you have any like advice for someone who was looking to get into the industry?
I think advice for getting your foot in the door, advice for people that are trying to get in the industry: understand what you want to do and don't be afraid to do work for free, but understand your value and don't work for free for too long.
So you're just pretty
Um,
much getting taken advantage of at that point.
yes and no. Sometimes, like, okay, so would I work for, Joe Schmo 42 from Iowa, his organization for free? Depends. Like, is he doing some big shit? But they're still a small org. Maybe a few weeks, maybe a month for free work. No big deal. Would I do free work for Cloud9 for a whole year? Fuck yeah, I would.
Yeah, Hondo.
100%. Um, I know the people at Cloud9, and I could share. Like, one of the guys, Arya, he's on the social media team. When he applied for Cloud9, he actually made an open video application. So he made this really insane video. It was really awesome, and I think it was just like Arya John Cloud9 application video or something like that on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And he was DMing the social media manager, Janet, and she read us his DMs the other day, and she was like, Arya was like, dude, like I just want to shadow you. Like I'll work for free. I'll get your coffee. I'll wash your car. And I mean, like, yeah, I don't blame him. Like he's out whoring himself out for that job, and that's facts because that's Cloud9. It's a tier one organization.
Hmm.
So, advice for getting into the industry: clean yourself up, have a good brand, have a good head on your shoulders. Don't go in it just for the money. Working in esports, you can go a long time without seeing any money, but just definitely make friends with everybody that you meet. Stay in contact. Like people that I meet, I we go out randomly. We'll just hang out sometimes out here in LA. Um,
Must be nice.
it is nice, man. Being able to meet these people that you meet online and just chill out and have like real human moments with them is pretty dope.
Hmm.
Um, and also, don't be afraid to network because when you're out like making connections, like when you're like you guys see me like dude, you see me networking all the time, right? Whether I'm playing with somebody new or I'm like I networked with all the people in the spaces. You know what I mean? Like some of them I didn't even know before, but I met them through the space.
Yeah.
Like some of the Fortnite guys, some of those YouTube guys that have like a mil subs, like they rocked with me, verbal communication. So they hit me with follows, and now we're just talking casually, thinking about playing some Valorant together. Um, don't be afraid to reach out to people because the worst thing that they can do is not respond.
Yeah, literally. I think that's something I hear a lot when people ask how to network. Because like I've noticed a trend where big content creators always give the same answer of, find someone your size and talk to them. But people are afraid of not getting a response. It's gonna happen with everything, bro. Like the worst thing that can happen in a situation like that is they just say no or don't answer. If that happens, then just move on. Like it'll
Yeah,
get to a
exactly.
point where if you really want to network with them that bad, show them what you could do. Like be active in their community. Make content that's enjoyable to watch, that's similar to theirs. Stuff like that. Like it's just, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are just afraid of rejection, and I mean that's like a normal human trait, right? But it's something that I feel like you really need to capitalize on getting over. Not even just in esports, but in anything.
Yeah, I agree. I think people need to stop worrying about rejection in this sense because it's not like this big content creator with hundreds of thousands of followers is gonna screenshot your DM and post it in like a group chat and laugh at you.
Yeah.
Like, as somebody that's not a super big content creator, but I still constantly get DMs asking to collab, asking if people can do stuff for me, asking if like I need this, giving me ideas. I read these and I'm like, yo, this is pretty dope. But this is not really what I need right now. That's not what I'm looking for right now, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but like to think that every content creator is gonna like screenshot your DM and fucking laugh at you or something like that's absurd. Like they're not gonna post it on the timeline or whatever. Like, haha, look at this guy trying to work with me. Like that's not real. Most content creators, most serious real content creators are gonna, take into consideration if they even end up reading your DM. A little cheat code that I can give the people listening is if you have good ideas, shoot content creators an email. I always check my email. This guy's toast always checks his email. That guy, I forgot who it was, but he was like giving ideas for the Among Us mods. Like, yo, this is a cool game mode. Here are the rules. Here's how it works. And then I guess I think it's Abe or whatever, part of Offline TV. He like made the mods, or he had one of his buddies make the mod, or whatever. Maybe that kid made the mod. I don't remember. But long story short, random kid comes out of nowhere, really good ideas, really, 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 really good ideas, and gets invited to this Discord full of big, big, big streamers. Gets invited to this Discord with PewDiePie, Jeffree Star. They're not Jeffree Star. What's that other guy's name?
Um, James Charles.
James Charles. That's the one.
Yeah.
Um, and so on and so forth, right? Like Jacksepticeye, this guy's Toast, like all these really, really big streamers are all in this Discord, and this kid with just good ideas gets invited. Why? Because he has good ideas that now these content creators are making money off of. Okay, that sounded wrong. These content creators were given this really good idea, and they appreciated it because now they can use it to make more content, which makes them more money.
Exactly.
Sorry, the way I said it at first,
it sounded greedy.
It sounded greedy. It sounded very greedy. But like when I say that to industry people, like they understand what I mean.
Yeah.
But I wanted to elaborate on that because they're not greedy, but they were given a good idea that helps them create content.
Exactly.
So, you know, that's an industry secret that not a lot of people know. Like, bro, if you got good ideas, just email some motherfuckers real quick, bro. They will be on your ass for good ideas.
Especially when it comes to I feel like if it's repetitive ideas as well, you know, if it's something they could do over and over and over again. Like Among Us, I feel like was perfect, bro, because like once the initial hype died down and the mods came up, like that kid, right place at the right time, sent an email to the right person, and you know, I don't know any details about it, but I assume I feel like he's most likely getting, you know, some sort of compensation for pitching these ideas and having them capitalize on it. I'd assume so, at least. I don't know the actual story behind it.
I'm not sure if there's compensation, but
I mean, I feel like just even being added to that Discord would be pretty epic, not gonna lie.
True, I agree.
Being in the same space as those people, like I feel like even just it's like that thing where it's like would you rather take $1 million or sit down at dinner with Jay-Z? And it's like I would sit down at dinner with Jay-Z because the amount of shit you can learn, you could probably make a lot more money, right? I feel like that's just one of those spaces where it's like even just lurking and reading the messages, because they're all content creators, they all have the same job, which is to make content and entertain people. I feel like a lot can be learned being in a space like that.
I agree. Dude, imagine if they dropped me in that Discord. Holy shit.
Yeah, then you'd have Pokemon in the spaces.
No cap. I
Imagine.
would. Actually. That'd be nuts.
Pokemon, dude. All right.
She cool, man. I met her.
Yeah, at TwitchCon?
At one of the TwitchCons, yeah. At two of the TwitchCons.
She actually went to a school, McMaster in Ontario, that I have a bunch of friends that go to. I've actually been to McMaster. It's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. Did you go and sit on the seat that she sat in math class?
Okay, dude. Every fucking person says that, bro. All right. You're a sicko. I sat on the soccer field, all right?
Oh, is that where she played soccer?
Yo. You're ridiculous, dude.
Oh, man.
I think on that note, we're gonna call it quits and end it here. All right, well, since we're concluding on that, you know, weird term, Pokemon, I'm sorry. Thank you guys for listening to this week's episode of Shlodcast. I know it was a little, still involved content, but it was a little off topic involving the esports stuff compared to the other episodes that have been out. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna link all of the HOD socials down below as well as mine. Do you want to like shout anything out or give any final words before we skedaddle?
Make sure you guys subscribe to Shlomo on Twitch with Twitch Prime.
Please, dude. So many people have the little crown, bro.
Yeah, especially like if you know Shlomo and you have Amazon Prime, just connect your Twitch and Amazon account together and subscribe to this man. It's free for you, but then he be getting some dollar bills, you know what I'm saying?
It doesn't even have to be your Prime. I know your mom's got Prime, bro.
Hey, bro, I use my dad's Prime. No cap.
Hey, I don't know whose Prime I'm using, but I know I'm not paying for it.
Cheese.
All right, yeah, everything will be linked down below. I appreciate you guys listening. Please leave your comments and stuff for suggestions for what we should talk about. I think that'd be epic. And have a good one. Goodbye.